Perfect. Well, hello, everyone. We are going to, for the month of January, talk about one simple change. And you will probably learn, if those of y'all who don't know me super well yet, I tend to be more, what's the word? I guess more emotion centric, more relation centric. And my topic tonight is on one simple change personally. And this might not feel like a very super Juice Plus specific talk, but I'm going to tie it all together and you're going to see how this connects. So in my thinking about one simple change personally, I thought about the wellness wheel. Have you guys all heard the term wellness wheel? That term basically means when you create one habit, habit creates another good habit, creates another good habit, creates another good habit. And that wheel is continually moving. So as you progress in your good habits, by the end of whatever your determined time is, you end up having this series of small things that move together to create one beautiful, large succession of good habits. So I'm going to talk to you about a wellness wheel. So can you all see these wheels down here at the bottom? And I can send you these slides and I can actually send you the wheels so you can have your own to work with. It starts like this. You choose 4 goals that are meaningful to you, and you type in specifically what they are where it says goal. And you use this wheel on a weekly basis, and you can change out your goals as you feel led, as it feels significant or important to you. But each day when you complete those goals, you're going to click on one of those pieces of the pie. And what it's going to do is it's going to filter out the gray and create a color. So in each one of those pie sections, you're going to see 7 slices. Okay, so for every day that you meet or attain that goal, you're going to click on it and it colors it in. So by the end of the week, you have this beautifully colorful wellness wheel where you have accomplished those goals during the week. And it's just one simple thing every day or something that is significant to you. And you just repeat that daily. So it might be for when I started on my wellness journey, my first goal was to switch over from Wonder Bread to wheat bread. Okay, so now I do something even a little bit more significant than wheat bread, right? So I'm going to flip over to the next slide. Hopefully it will let me. There we go. So this is a more detailed, and I'm going to move this over so I can actually see my screen. This is a more detailed version of what I just showed you. So these are my goals in my wellness wheel that I am working towards every day, having a change of consistency in my journey. And they are to meal plan, to eat my Juice Plus, and to prioritize my Fitness Pal. And that's something that I've chosen to incorporate this year, where I'm tracking my protein, my carbs, my fat, my calories. I've never really done that before. I've never been a counter, but I am starting to realize that as I age and body and hormones and all of that, it's important for me to know what exactly I'm consuming and how it impacts my body. So there's that goal. That's my health goal. And my fitness goal is down at the bottom. And this year I have chosen a workout plan, how long I want to do it, and how many times I'm going to do it, and what that looks like for my week. Okay, and this is I'm just showing you what my week is like. And then my personal relational goals are to connect with God, and doing that through reading a gratitude journal and praying for things I need help with, right? Such a simple thing, but a reminder of it's something that I want to incorporate daily. It's not just something I want to be haphazard about. It's something I want to be very intentional about. And that's the purpose of a wellness wheel. You want to choose things that you want to be very purposeful and intentional about incorporating into your life. And then the last thing is connect with my family in a real heart connection kind of way, talking about things that really matter rather than just where do you need to go, what time is your appointment, what time is dinner. I mean, that stuff is great and it's important, but deeper level questions like, tell me how your day was, what was important, tell me about your lunch with this. Just going a little deeper with those people so I can get to know them better. All of those things sound like, yes, great. I would love to incorporate those in my life. So when you get your little wellness wheel that I send you, I'm going to show you how this works. Every day you get, every day you achieve one of those things, you just click it off, and then you've got your next week you can fill out. Let me pull this down so I can see. And I would like to just kind of share with you guys that these things are super important, because 1 week may not make a difference, but at the end of 2023, I could be at my goal weight. I could have 52 weeks of a better immune system. I could have a better awareness of how different foods impact my body. Do you see how now, like, those things from the one simple change now have become patterns, repetition, that have created bigger things in my life? The small things, the one things, have turned into 52 times 7 things, right? I could be in great shape to fuel my body for functional fitness as I age, which could result in a better mental attitude, positive. I could feel strong, which is how I relate to the world, how I relate to my potential customers, how I relate to you. Moving over to the other side, in my goal of connecting with God, I could have 365 days of having a relationship with my Creator. And when I think about it like that, think about being in a place where I can recognize His voice, so I can know if something is a yes or a no. And I know that because I've been more intentional about being quiet and listening and creating those habits, creating those one simple changes that help me feel connected. And as it relates to my family, I could have stronger relationships with the people that I love and care about the most. I don't know why it is. I don't know if it's human condition. I don't know why this happens, but it seems as if the people that we are closest to sometimes are the ones that we neglect the most because it's comfortable and it's easy. And I do not want that for my life. I don't want that for any of you guys. I want to have the outcome of, I want to know my people and I want to be known, right? And the only way that I can do that is by implementing these habits one at a time. And how this relates to your business, how it relates to your own personal health, is you just become a healthier version of yourself. You become healthier spiritually, mentally, physically. And what does that do? Positivity attracts positivity, right? So you're going to be You're going to be more aligned with the people you're having conversation with. They're going to want to be around you because you're enjoyable to talk to, because you're confident, you're connected, you know how to ask good questions, and you become a really good listener because you're listening for the things that they don't say, right? You're listening for those subtle things that happen in conversations because you've been in a practice of things that are important that kind of they're slower, right? They're not quick fixes. They're slower progressional type things. So you have to slow down and pay attention to your body. You have to pay attention to your heart. You have to pay attention to things that you're grateful for. So that just helps you in all areas of your business. I think that was actually my last slide. It's going to show you right here. I think I failed to show you how you can, you just put your mouse over and actually it did it all. When I send you the blank one, you can do it one at a time, and I will put it in our chat. But one last thing that I wanted to read to you is your habits. And this is a quote from F.M. Alexander. It says, "People do not decide their future. They decide their habits, and their habits decide their future." Isn't that great? So it doesn't seem like a big fancy plan. It's just a one day at a time plan. And that is what I have for you this evening. Let me know if you have any questions or any thoughts, or if you think I'm absolutely cuckoo.
I love that. Question is, so you have like several things, under each little topic. So yeah, like looking at the meal plan, you eat. So you do all of those to get your little slice of bananas?
Well, I tried to categorize mine into so that one for me looks like food, right? And yours could be something completely different. Yours
I don't mean
could
the bananas. I don't mean I guess my question is, you have more than one thing. I view those as more than one thing.
They are more than one thing, but I kind of lumped them into my food category. It was a goal that was important to me this year to figure out how to make that work. Yeah, so just everything that's sort of related to food, I put it in that category.
Right. So then, in order to get your slice of pie, you touch all of those?
Yes.
Or you just, okay.
And you could do it completely different, Lynn. I think it's a very perfect decision. Yeah. Yes, Melanie.
I love it.
I get that there's 7, so it's one for each day of the week. But to get your end goal, you would have to keep the same goals throughout the year. You're not changing them up at all. Is that correct?
Yes, you might decide you want to have it. You might want to do this for 6 months and then completely change it. Okay. For me, I've decided to keep it really simple, and this is mine for the year.
Okay. I think that makes it easier to actually accomplish, but I was confused a little.
I'm such a detail girl that I'm like, okay, now did you meal plan 7 days before you included that one? And did you eat Juice Plus 7 days, which is easy in my mind? Prioritize your fitness pal for 7 days, and then you mark off your banana pie, or you just do your best that week?
I kind of do it as I go. I'm not a plan first act. When I say meal plan, that means just have a thoughtful plan for what you're doing for the day. Like, don't eat trash. Okay. Like, just make sure that I have things in the refrigerator that would follow my fitness pal and what I'm trying to do. Yeah. Right. Rather than reactive eating.
Okay. Did you do this last year?
I did not.
So how'd you learn about it?
I stumbled on it in a podcast right before the new year, and it was intriguing to me. And then I had already been thinking through how to mix things up a little bit this year. And so, I don't know, just kind of evolved, which is typically how things come to me. Like sometimes I will just hear something that prods me to look into something else, right? So in thinking about, I'll just share another little thing with you, in thinking about gratitude. Heard in a podcast, and if you guys want to pull it up, it's this little pink app that you can download on your phone that is called a gratitude app. It allows you to do a vision board on there. And it also has a place for journaling. So you guys can see that I've journaled every day my gratitudes. So it's like a digital copy of, like every 2 or 3 months, you could go to your printer and just hit print and just print them off. I think a lot of times we get so stuck in our head that we have to have like be sitting somewhere and writing something down, and it has to be, no, it can actually function kind of how we function in life. Sometimes I'm sitting somewhere waiting on somebody, and I can take 2 minutes and just write a thought that I'm grateful for, or if something that happens in the moment, I can journal it that way. So some of these things have just kind of come into my world just as a result of listening or reading a book or here or there. But I thought it beautifully tied into our thought process when we share one simple change for health. If you incorporate all of this together, your mental, spiritual, physical, it all kind of plays together. It kind of all works together, that if you're growing, you're just going to relate to the world better. You're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to feel better you're going to be more self-confident. I just think it ties in beautifully with what we do. And I've always said this concept of wellness wheel, that, sometimes when they're eating better, when you eat better, you feel better. And when you feel better, you feel like moving more. And when you feel like moving more, you want to drink more water. And then if you eat garbage, then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I didn't really want to eat garbage because I've been so good all day. So let's try that again. So it's just like this concept of goodness begets goodness.
I heard a pastor this weekend, and under your connect with my family, he had a good idea that he does with his family. He says when they sit down for a meal, whether it be, dinner or whatever, he'll ask everybody who's there the high for the day and the low for the day. So that way, with his kids, he likes for them to talk about the lows, because then they'll get used to telling them what's going on. But I think it's a good thing for overall, because you're finding out what they think is the best part of the day and what was the worst part. So
yeah.
Well, and it just makes, when you do that, Laura, that just feels like another avenue that you probably start to recognize, oh, if they told me a low was when they went to karate class and had to be around XYZ kid, when they get back in your car and they've been around XYZ kid, chances are you're going to remember, oh, he's hanging out with that person and that person does not do well. Like you just start to recognize those things, which allows you to connect better.
Mm-hmm.
Any other thoughts, questions? Everybody going to be gung-ho to do your wellness wheel?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Kelly, hey, I didn't see you pop on. The thing that helps me a lot too is really writing down tracking things that I'm grateful for, because it's really easy to be frustrated or think about the things that you don't have. And have you ever experienced people in your world that when you see them coming, you almost want to hide because you know that they're going to dump a whole big negative sandwich in your lap? It's just like, oh, can I hide? And you don't want to be that person, right? You don't want to be that person. The reality is we all have so much to be grateful for. Even on our worst days, we do. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Lynn and Severin unless anybody has any more questions.
Severin, you go first with your stuff because mine's quick.
Okay. And mine's pretty quick too. I just want to say thank you for participating in the shred. We've got a little bit more time. We're going to finish out the week. And I think we have people signed up for every day. So just pay attention to your email reminders. But I love how we've had some videos sharing stories. Then we've had some, encouragement, factual posts. So I just want to say thank you all for participating. I think it's been a good run, and we will celebrate later in the week and just we're going. The other thing I wanted to mention was the contest that we did for December and January. And you guys may have forgotten about it. I almost did. That we had a contest going for the month of December and the month of January. And so each of our teams, Kristee, Lynn, Severin, are going to provide extra money to those of you who had a minimum of 5 orders. And an order could be a duo, or it could be a, tower garden, could be quite a few things. And so then we're going to also reward if you had an additional 5. And then finally, we're going to have a drawing for each month. So that's going to be individual per team, but I just think it's a great time to earn a little extra cash. We all like that after the holidays. And I'm looking forward to, counting up the results at the end of the month. So thank you all for just being generous. I was saying time just for our team to really be bold and courageous and feel so confident in sharing this gift of health and this gift of growing great food, so that you don't even have to second guess yourself and go, ooh, would you want to really know about this? No, it's so confident that you just share it boldly and courageously and allow God to do the rest. So that ties into the contest. Excuse me. But Lynn, I'll turn it over to you for some events this week or next week.
Yeah, Dr. Sears, Severin put this on Health for Life, and he's doing a call tomorrow night, and it's 8:00 Central, 9:00 Eastern. The hope is the kids are in bed for your people who have kids. And it will be moms asking hard questions, and they'll go through that. It's not just a free for all, but I think Mimi Blankenship, I think, will be monitoring that. And then on the 26th, I believe it's at 7:30. I didn't look it up, but I'll post that too. And Nicole, you might remember, but the Love Your Gut, and it's going to be about a sourdough starter, gluten-free. Maybe we might do, gluten-free, and might do a non-gluten-free just for both options. And then on the 9th of February, a follow-up of Feed Your Gut. And that'll be like kind of showing it. What the idea is to show some different where you are in the stages of doing sourdough. But it should be fun and interactive. There'll be some stories, about how gut health matters and Juice Plus and that. But it should be the kind of thing that people like. So I don't know if any of y'all saw Wendy Campbell last week. Wendy Campbell is also going to do something on the 9th of February. but I think it's not at the same time, but she'll knock your socks off. She does a great presentation. If, you know, that's the kind of thing to invite people to. That'll be in February. And Juice Plus tickets, anybody that's going to Juice Plus that hasn't gotten a ticket, look into that because there is, I don't know what the date is, but at some point the price goes up. But, yeah, so questions, comments? We have 3 minutes. 2 minutes. Anyway, good to see all y'all.
Yeah. Happy Monday, everyone.
Well, we will meet back, same back
Maybe what we
channel.
could do is,
Go ahead. Tell a gratitude.
I said, maybe what we could do is share what everybody's 4 goals are in our little Voxer chat.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That would be good.
Thanks, Nicole. Yeah. That was very helpful. I can put my brain in places like that. So thank you for sharing that, Kristee.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. All right, people. See y'all next week.
Good night.
Have a good
Good
night.
night, everyone.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Good night.